Hi everyone, I'm MaryAnn. I'm a visual artist and voice coach from Singapore, currently in Singapore, and welcome to day 69 of my 100-day vlog series. So this is a series where I share what I've learned about going after my dreams, about being on a journey of pursuing my passion and creating a worthy and meaningful purpose for myself. So if you're someone who has a dream and you want to do something with it, you want to go after it, you want to pursue your passion, you want to create a worthy, meaningful life for yourself that truly matters to you, and you're not quite sure how to go about doing that, or you have started and you're not sure whether it's really the right thing for you to do, I totally get it because I've been on this journey for many years now, and I'm here to share what I've learned and what I've realized along the way, in the process of pursuing some of my biggest dreams, in the hopes that you can gain something from my sharing and figure out, and it would help you figure out your own journey and your own path in your life. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, or you can directly message me through any one of my social media links, which are in the write-ups attached to these videos. So yesterday I shared a bit more about the different kinds of dreams that we could have, and essentially two kinds, which is a very big dream that you feel that it's really exciting for you and it covers a lot of different things that you're passionate about and you feel that you want to devote your life to it, versus a hobby dream, which is something more like your pastime or your hobby or something that you just do for fun. And what I shared yesterday was that it doesn't matter whether your dream is a big dream or a smaller dream, like a hobby dream. What's important is that you still have to take action on it, and more importantly, take consistent action on it. Because no matter how small it might seem, it is still part of a bigger vision that you have for your life, and it is still something that gives you clues as to what your path in your life could be about, and how do you create the best life that only you can live. So one of the reasons why a hobby dream is something that you still want to take action on and pursue consistently in your life is because you don't know what might come from that. It could, there are so many careers and there's so many stories of careers that started with hobbies. A person would just spend their time, spend their free time making something, and then when they've made enough of it, someone goes, hey, you should put it online to sell, and they do that, and then it sells really, really well, and all of a sudden they have started this new business that they never ever thought they would, and making this thing which they enjoy making. And then after doing that for a couple of years, they've earned enough clients and enough of a reputation and enough income that they no longer have to keep their day job, which was there in the first place for them to make a living, and now they can actually make a living doing something they love. And a lot of times that happens because they have this hobby that they are really passionate about and they keep going at it. So it's not like, oh, I have this hobby and then you only do it like, once a month. It's something that they actively did because they enjoyed doing it and it brings them a lot of joy or peace or a sense of calm, or whatever reasons you have for engaging in that hobby of yours. The key thing is you have to do it, because it's only when you do it and it's only when you take action that you can start to see the possibilities that could come from that you otherwise wouldn't get if you don't do it. A second reason why it's important to pursue these hobby dreams of yours, even though you may think it's just a hobby, it's not that big a deal, is because, like I've shared before, every time we have a dream and it is something that really matters to us and it's something that's really important to us, for some reason we will find all ways and excuses to just not do it. And why we have this reaction is because when it's something that truly matters to us, when it's something that we really want, for some reason we think we don't deserve it, or we think that we're not good enough for it, or we think that people would judge us for being strange if we do something about it, or if we quit our job suddenly and went to pursue this dream instead. But for whatever reason, when we have this thing that really matters to us, we get scared that if we were to go after it and if we were to invest our time and energy and resources into going after it, and then if it doesn't work out, like what then? So there's always this fear, and because of that we would rather just not start on it. And sometimes the hobby dreams that we have, or what we think are just our hobbies and our pastime, or just a project that we do for fun, might actually be something that is more like a big dream of yours, or like the starting of that big dream of yours. And it could be that because We are afraid of actually admitting that it is our big dream. We are confronted by, what it would mean if we could actually pursue it, and we're afraid of the possibility of that we're actually able to pursue it, that we tell ourselves that it's just a hobby. We kind of brush it off as something that is not as significant as it really is. And it's kind of safer to look at it as a hobby, because then it's not such a big deal, and even if you don't go after it, it's like, well, it's okay, it was just a hobby. So this is something that only you can decide for yourself what that is going to be for you, because it is possible that you are just avoiding going after that big dream of yours, even though it keeps coming back to you, but you just keep brushing it off and saying that it's just a hobby. But at the same time, though, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because even though you might see it as just a hobby, it could become less, that big of a deal, and then because it's less big of a deal, it becomes easier for you to take action on it. So it could work in that way too. The key thing here is that you still want to take action on it, because it's only when we take action on it, then we start to see more about ourselves. We start to see more about what this passion or what this attraction to this hobby dream is really about for us. And it's only when we take action then we start to develop new possibilities for ourselves that could take us in different directions that we otherwise might never have seen before. And maybe ultimately it could become a big dream of yours, or it could become a career of yours, and you'll never know. You never know until you actually take action and do it. And the third reason why I think we must go after our hobby dream and do something about it is because it is still part of that work that we are here to do in our lives. And when I say work, of course, I don't mean like your job or your career. I mean that work of figuring out what this life is really about and what it really means to you, and discovering more about your true self and who you really are and what really matters to you in this life, and how can you go about living that life that only you can live, and the best possible life that only you can live. So when we go after our hobby dreams, when we take action on them, it is also a process of gathering more data about ourselves, about learning more about ourselves, about discovering more of who we are and what really matters to us, what really resonates with you. And it is ultimately a journey that we are on. And it's only when we take action on these seemingly insignificant hobbies that we may have, that we might think is insignificant, that we can start to discover more about what we like, what we don't like, what kind of work we enjoy doing, what kind of activities we enjoy doing. And it's also a very great way to meet like-minded people who have similar interests, because in the process of meeting other people who have similar hobby dreams to yours, you also get to learn from them. You also get to learn to discover more about yourself and how you interact with people. And ultimately, it is still contributing to part of that process of evolving yourself and becoming a more true and authentic version of yourself. So whatever that hobby dream of yours is, I think it's important to go after it, because one, you don't know where it might lead you. It might actually become a possible career for you in the future. Number two, it could be that it is your big dream, and by calling it a hobby dream, you're kind of making it not seem such a big thing. And then if you don't go after it, you never ever get to that big dream of yours. Or at the same time, by keeping it small, it might actually be easier for you to take action on it. And third, because it's going to give you more data in this work that we do in our lives of discovering who we are and why we're here, and what is that mark that we want to leave behind in this world through living the best life that you can possibly live. So take action on those hobby dreams. Don't let it just be something that you say is your hobby and then you don't actually do something with it. So if you've enjoyed today's video, subscribe to my channel on YouTube or like my Facebook page wherever you're seeing this on. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, or you can directly message me through any one of my social media links which are in the write-ups attached to these videos. And I'll see you tomorrow.